The movie begins in a dark, eerie forest where a terrified woman is running for her life. Bloodied and wounded, she stumbles upon a house glowing with a sinister red light. Before she can understand what's happening, a shadowy figure appears, grabs her by the neck, and lifts her into the air. The figure speaks the name Andrii, but just as things escalate, the woman wakes up. It was a nightmare, but one so vivid and disturbing that it leaves her shaken. The woman, Olena, cannot make sense of her dream and why the shadow mentioned Andrii, her lover. Despite her fear, she brushes it off and goes to spend time with him. They share tender moments together, deeply in love, and are planning their wedding soon. The two currently live together in Ukraine. The next morning, Andrii prepares breakfast for Olena before heading to work, but Olena remains haunted by the nightmare. She decides to call her aunt, Yabdoka, and shares the details of her dream. Olena explains how it felt, as if death was coming for Andrii. Yabdoka grows alarmed and tells her, it's time to send Andrii far away. You know where and how to send him. Later, we see Andrii and Olena celebrating their anniversary. They are happy and in love, but their joy is short-lived. It is 2022, the year Russia invades Ukraine. Russian soldiers begin occupying towns, instilling fear and chaos among the people. Many Ukrainians hide in their homes, unsure of what to do. Olena and Andrii decide to escape and save their lives. Knowing the roads are dangerous, Olena suggests going to her Aunt Yevdoka's house, which is hidden deep in the forest near an old cemetery, an area untouched even during World War II. Andrii agrees, and the two set out in their car. On the way, they're stopped at a checkpoint by Russian soldiers, who begin interrogating and searching them. Andrii remains calm, trying to avoid confrontation, but the soldiers soon turn their attention to Olena. They start harassing her, and despite his growing anger, Andrii keeps his composure, hoping to get away without incident. The soldiers, however, take things too far. They demand to take Olena to their commander, intending to harm her. Andrei's patience snaps. He grabs a weapon and opens fire, killing one soldier and injuring another. The couple escapes the chaos and finally reaches Yevdoka's house, but not without consequences. Olena notices blood on her hands and realizes that Andrii has been shot. Despite her efforts, Andrei's wounds are too severe. He succumbs to his injuries, leaving Olena devastated. Overcome with grief, she begs her aunt to help her bring Andrii back. Yevdoka consoles her, but Olena is inconsolable. She vows to take revenge on the soldiers who took her love away, declaring that they will suffer as Andrii did. With an axe in hand, Olena ventures deeper into the house, uncovering secrets that will set her on a path of vengeance unlike anything seen before. She came to the place and broke the wall with an axe, entering a secret chamber filled with supernatural and black magic items. Olena stood in front of a magic mirror and removed her clothes one by one. Tattoos adorned her wrists, but in the reflection of the magic mirror, these tattoos appeared as shackles. Determined, Olena cut the tattooed shackles, breaking them. The moment she freed herself, changes began to occur in her body. A surge of special powers flowed through her, transforming her into a powerful and dangerous being. Olena was no longer an ordinary woman. She had fully embraced her identity as a witch. She had hoped to lead a normal life with Andrii, far from the supernatural world, but fate had other plans. To avenge his death, she reclaimed her old, formidable self. Meanwhile, the Russian soldiers who had clashed with Andrii were seen talking among themselves. Their chief informed them that food supplies were delayed because Ukraine had intercepted the trucks. He granted the soldiers free rein to do as they pleased, a decision that brought out their worst instincts. Some soldiers entered an old man's house in search of food. When the man tried to stop them, they killed him without hesitation. Inside, they found the old man's daughter, Katie. As she tried to escape, the soldiers caught her, rendered her unconscious, and began assaulting her. Elsewhere, other soldiers fired at homes for amusement. When a woman confronted them, pleading for humanity, they shot her in cold blood. The soldiers then dragged Katie to their camp, intending to share her among themselves. At the same time, Olena was performing a ritual using the blood of the soldier Andrii had injured. Her spell caused the soldier's wound to worsen unbearably. He coughed up a bundle of hair and a piece of paper, which read, "This forest will soon become your grave." Terrified, the soldier succumbed to his fear and died on the spot. That night, the chief dreamed of Olena, who sent him a haunting message about their impending doom. He awoke in terror and instructed his men to abandon Katie in the forest, hoping to escape the curse. Following his orders, the soldiers left Katie in a remote area. Olena appeared before Katie and asked if she wanted revenge. Though Katie said nothing, her eyes burned with a clear desire for vengeance. Understanding her resolve, Olena knew she had found an ally. Elsewhere, one soldier noticed blood in his urine and grew increasingly frightened. Another soldier, consumed by greed, was lured by piles of money that Olena had conjured. However, Olena spared one soldier upon seeing a photo of his family, deciding not to harm him. The following morning, all the soldiers received a chilling text message on their phones: "Your graves will be made in this forest." Though most soldiers were terrified, their chief dismissed it as a psychological trick by the enemy and ordered them to remain vigilant. Soon after, a soldier led the group to a part of the forest where they found numerous wooden dolls hanging from trees. Among them, they discovered a comrade tied to a tree. His hair had been torn out, his lips stitched, and his stomach mutilated. When one soldier attempted to free him, the body detonated a bomb that Olena had rigged. Furious, the remaining soldiers berated their comrade for his rashness. Meanwhile, Olena was seen performing a massive ritual. She summoned a demon and absorbed its power into herself. As Yabdoka stepped outside her house, she was greeted by a torrential rain of dead birds. Alarmed, she rushed to find Olena and discovered her in the midst of the ritual. Realizing how far Olena had gone, Yabdoka tried to reason with her. "If you don't stop this now, the consequences will destroy you too," she warned. Unfazed, Olena responded, "I don't care about myself. I'll go to any extent for revenge, even if it means my own death." Yabdoka, exasperated, reminded her, "I gave you a new life by making you a witch, and now you are willing to throw it all away." She couldn't leave him alone like this, but Olena refused to listen. Meanwhile, a soldier found a family photo in which his wife and son were covered in blood, a horrifying act orchestrated by Olena as part of her ritual. Terrified, the soldier begged the chief for permission to leave and check on his family, but the chief denied his request. Taking matters into his own hands, the soldier set off toward the city in a tank. On the way, Olena began to manipulate his mind. Ensnared in her illusion, the soldier accidentally ran over two of his comrades with the tank. Furious, the other soldiers beat him severely. Although he tried to explain what had happened, they refused to listen. Soon after, a bomb attack struck the camp, scattering the soldiers. One of them, who had previously killed an innocent woman, wandered into the forest. There, he saw the woman's bicycle and her ghost haunting him. Desperate to save himself, he ran, only to encounter the chief. However, it wasn't the real chief, it was Olena in disguise. She marked his forehead, declaring, "It's time for you to leave," before killing him and ripping out his heart. She then returned home. When the other soldiers found their comrade's lifeless body, they were shocked and couldn't believe the enemy could go to such extremes. Meanwhile, Aunt Yabdoka grew fearful when she saw Olena devouring the soldier's heart. She tried to reason with her, but Olena hurt her in anger, declaring that she needed more power. The next morning, the soldiers discovered that the bodies of their dead comrades were missing. They eventually found them hanging from trees. One soldier, paralyzed by fear, took his own life to avoid facing Olena. Elsewhere, the soldier who had wronged Katie began to suffer. Worms emerged from his private parts, causing him unbearable pain. Desperate, he went to Katie's house to plead for help. Though she was prepared to kill him to exact her revenge, his cries for mercy softened her. She spared him, but as soon as he got the chance, the soldier tried to shoot her. Katie's killed him instead. Back in the forest, the remaining soldiers spotted Olena. In their desperation to catch her, two soldiers turned on each other and fought to the death. The rest began shooting at Olena, badly injuring her. She managed to escape and returned home, where Yabdoka treated her wounds. As she removed the bullets, Yabdoka warned Olena, "You will have to pay for every death. After killing the chief, you will be destroyed as well. This was the deal you made." She begged Olena to stop, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. One by one, Olena killed the remaining soldiers, but the chief proved harder to eliminate. When it came time to face him, Olena created an illusion. The chief, believing he was assaulting her, was actually harming one of his own soldiers. The illusion broke as Olena revealed herself. She began torturing the chief and was about to kill him when Yabdoka arrived with urgent news. Yabdoka told her, "A child is growing in your womb. If you kill the chief, the child will die too. This is the consequence of your deal. This child is a symbol of your love for Andrii and the reason you have to live." Hearing this, Olena calmed down, but her anger toward the chief still burned. When she saw her dog, a cherished memory of her life with Andrii, her fury finally subsided. She screamed into the air, declaring, "Sorry won't fix this. Nothing will ever be the same again." Yabdoka intervened again, saying, "There's no need to kill the chief. I have another way." Using her powers, Yabdoka drove the chief insane. His soldiers, now terrified of him, took him to prison, where he would live out his days as a broken man. The story then jumps forward a few days. Olena, having given birth to her son, stood at the start of a new chapter in her life. With her revenge complete and a child to care for, Olena was ready to embrace a new beginning. And with that, the film and the story conclude. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.